Good morning. It's Grammy and Tonya. Don't have my teeth in because that last tooth I had fixed just broke off again. I have a dentist appointment this afternoon at 3:30. See what they're going to do this time. Um, well, we've had a hot water problem here. The hot water heater blew out on us. It had been leaking for some time and we didn't know it until the carpet in the old man's room started. When we'd step on it, we'd see wet spots. So what had been happening, it had been leaking under the carpet, and the padding had been absorbing the water until it finally got so full that it started coming up to the carpet. So anyway, we were without water for about 3 days, and they came yesterday and took the old hot water heater out and put in a new one and had to cut out some of the carpet and, suck out water with a shop vac. Anyway, this weekend's, and it's been rainy, very rainy. We've had spells where it's like a downfall, what I'd call a Noah's flood. So, and then workmen coming to try to take care of the hot water heater. And also yesterday, when they came to work on it, they were driving two big work trucks and in and out and working on that. And we'd been without water a couple of days. And then when they finished what they did yesterday and got our water back on, got most of that carpet cut out. They still have to come back and take out the rest of it. But anyway, when they left, a little bit of time went by, maybe 20 minutes, and we noticed Sophie and Frank were here, but we didn't see Twiggy anywhere because, lots of times when people like that come around they don't know, they hide somewhere. So we thought, well, Twiggy's hid somewhere. Well, we waited some more time and he never came out and started looking for him. Couldn't find him anywhere in the house. And like I say, it'd been raining off and on pretty bad. And I got the umbrella and went outside and was hollering for him and no Twiggy. More time that went by, the more upset I got. I don't know. I guess everything that's going on in our country and then not having water for 3 days and then Twiggy comes up missing and I didn't know how to think about it. I couldn't get my emotions right. I didn't know whether to be hopeful or go ahead and prepare myself for him being gone. We called the workmen to tell them to check their trucks. Maybe when it started raining, he'd got up in the back of their trucks. They'd had their toolboxes open, maybe jumped in a toolbox or just to check to see if he was in their trucks. Well, he wasn't. And, I'll just tell you the truth. I was just squalling. I just cried and cried and cried because I've grown very attached to little Twiggy. The little cat just seemed so happy here, and he was my little alarm clock waking me up every morning, and I just couldn't stand the thoughts of him just being gone and us not knowing what happened to him, because we've had other cats that's happened to up here, and we just attributed it to coyotes getting them, and it's hard for them just to be there one day and gone the next. And anyway, I was very upset, and every so often I'd go outside and holler for him, and no Twiggy. I didn't know how to feel. The old man kept saying it was hard, but he was trying to have hope that he'd come back. And I was trying to because, maybe he'd, out there at the end of my road, there's that little old shed that they used to have out there. Maybe he went out there and got in that shed. Maybe he was just hiding somewhere under my shed and wouldn't come out because it was so rainy. Or maybe he went up to Jim's sister's house that's up there empty and was hiding somewhere. So we tried to have hope, but I just felt like me calling for him and telling him to come, he's been really good about that. Anytime if he's outside and I call for him, he comes right away. He doesn't hesitate. So, but anyway, let me tell you, he did finally show up. I went out another time to call for him, and here he came running down the road. I was so happy, so happy. He's right here. Come here. Tell him hey, Twiggy. Oh, I was so happy, so happy. I really love this little cat. Before all this happened with my tooth and with the hot water heater, I was angry, very angry. Every day I was angry. And so I'm dealing with that every day, this anger that I have for the people that have gone along with Donald Trump. And the only thing that you can do now is, it's what they want. Everything he's doing is what they want. And it's so clear to a lot of us that it's fascism. Elon Musk is a Nazi. It's plain and simple. And they just keep going along with this stuff. And this country is just being torn apart, ripped apart every day by Donald Trump. Today is April 1st. And some of the special elections are supposed to happen today, and I'm anxious to see what happens with them. And then tomorrow, Donald Trump's supposed to put tariffs on all countries. All countries. I don't know what you people wanted. You're mean. You're vengeful. You're ripping this country apart for Donald Trump. It makes no sense to me. Maybe this sounds silly, but even like when the workmen come up here and worked on our hot water heater, nothing said about nothing. About what's going on in the country. Just chit-chat stuff. Our whole country is falling apart because of this big, orange, hateful, evil man. I don't know what you think he's going to do for you. You think he's going to send you an invitation to Mar-a-Lago and you're going to get to go down there and eat a big meal or something and hang out and play golf or swim in the swimming pool? Or what is it you want? He's not going to help you. He's not helping any of us. He wants to be a dictator. He wants to take over other countries. He wants to suppress us and arrest people that don't think like he do. Put them in prisons. He doesn't care if they're beat, if the guards beat them. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if they don't deserve to go to prison. There's no due process through our court systems to find out whether a person is legitimately an evil person, a gang member that needs to be put in prison. It doesn't matter. If they decide on the spot they are, they take them out. Take them to prisons over somewhere else. And you people don't care. I mean, they're going to start. He said something yesterday about, or somebody did, somebody on that side said, that they felt like we need to deport Jewish people. Now, surely you know where that comes from. Surely you're not that stupid. They're going to start picking up gay people, trans people. You better start calling, a male who has had sex change to a female, like Bruce Jenner. I heard that we're supposed to call Caitlyn Jenner Bruce now. And that's the way they want us to do with all trans people. That is cruel. That is cruel. You are the most ugliest people, the cruelest people I've ever. I didn't know how hateful you were. You hid it. And you're hypocrites. And you're hateful. Do you really believe that Joe Biden and Jill Biden and their family are some kind of big crime family? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that Barack Obama and Michelle were, like Michelle was a man and Barack Obama was just tearing this country apart because he was a black man? Do you know they're going to shut down the museum, African American Museum in Washington, D.C.? Beautiful building that tells the history of the African Americans in this country. They're going to close it down. You want to be ignorant, don't you? You don't want to know anything except what your Supreme Leader Donald Trump tells you. It is ugly. It's a cult. I've said it for a long time now, and I'll keep saying it. It is a cult. You are evil people. I don't want, I hear other people say, I don't want to have anything else to do with MAGA. Used to try to want to sit down and talk with them and converse back and forth. I don't want to either. Stay away from me, because I'm upset at how this country is turning. It's full of hate, and people say, well, that's not what I voted for. I didn't vote for that. Well, it doesn't matter. You voted for him, and that's what we're getting, whatever it is. Whether you say that's not what you voted for Trump, and he said all these things before the election. He told everybody exactly what he wanted to do. He spewed hate at all his rallies, hate on everyone. And you voted for him anyway. And then some people would say, it's because they wanted prices to go down. And Biden prices were coming down. He had to clean up the mess from COVID to get this country running again. He didn't cause it. He was trying to clean it up. Well, Trump hasn't done anything except he's going to make prices a lot worse than they were. Countries aren't going to stand for this tariffs. We're going to be separate and alone and hating on each other. They got the Proud Boys and some of these MAGA bullies that are going to go to Tesla dealerships and stand out there and guard the Tesla dealerships. The Tesla dealerships. These Proud Boys, these big tough guys are going to go out there. People have been peacefully protesting. There's been no destruction. There's been no violence. They have been peacefully protesting. That South African Nazi that Trump has up there in Washington with him, that's out here buying votes. I don't know what you people think Trump's gonna do for you. Trump. Oh, you are so wrong. You are just so wrong. And yes, I've been angry. Yes. Just want to acknowledge the fact that I have got some cards and letters from people. Lydia, Kathy. I'm not mentioning this lady's name that sent me this letter. Just want you to know that I got it. And I want to say to you, this is the only thing I know to say to you. Try not to be a victim. Try to be a survivor. I send you a lot of love. But that's the best I've got for you, honey. The best I've got. Try not to be a victim. Try to be a survivor. I don't feel good about this video because I'm so angry. But I guess it just has to be. Also, I want to say all of us, we don't need to forget about the text thread. We need to keep talking about it because that was so wrong in so many ways and caused security for all of us to be damaged. National security. It was wrong and it needs to be corrected in some way. Something needs to be done about it. But of course, Trump's talking about tariffs and talking about the word kind, he said yesterday, you know. Somebody said he was kind, and he said that's an old-fashioned word, just like groceries. Old-fashioned word? What hole have you people been living in? You kept yourself isolated from people? And you think everybody but you is mean and ugly and sinful? You are just wrong. Anyway, back to the text thread. We need to stay on that. We need to keep speaking about that because it was wrong and something needs to be done. Trump just wants to distract from that. He don't want us to think about that. Talking about being president for a third term. Just barely over 2 months into his presidency, and he's talking about a third term. Third term? Why would anybody want him to have a third term? There's not going to be much left when that time comes for him to even think about having a third term. I gotta go. I do love all my Tangled Up in Blue people and all of us on the other side. It's just so much that you just I don't understand any of it. And I'm glad I don't, because I don't like hate, and I don't like evil, and I don't like out lies and deception. And you are loving it, MAGA. Shame.